Hey, Steph.
What's going on, Ed?
I asked you in here because I didn't want to upset you because you're my superstar.
I come over and this is what happens. All
I
right,
know, but
what's going on?
uh, well,
What is going on?
well, let me show you. I wrote some of it down. So, so here's the reason. Here's some of my reasons. I thought, I've been feeling good for best in 4.5 years, and so I thought it was time to start something fresh and new. I wanted to recommit, rediscover myself and my business, and hit that reset button.
Right.
Quite frankly, here's all you hear about with EXP is all they do is recruit. Nobody sells real estate there.
Right.
EXP, that company's not sustainable. It's too good to be true. There must be some catch. The cloud base, they don't have any culture, and it's too late. It's too late to join EXP. The opportunity is already gone.
Right.
So,
But you're here, so
right.
let's talk about it.
Well,
I mean, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in a brokerage?
kind of, what EXP has, I guess, when
Yeah.
it comes down to it, it's got the agents first, and and gives you opportunity to build different streams of income.
Wait a minute. Are we still in March?
Today is April 1st down there. See it on my ticker? It's not
April
March.
1st.
Today's April 1st.
Yeah.
What about their core values? What about EXP's core values? What do you think about those?
I think they're good. I mean, I think that's kind of true to ourselves, definitely more transparent, I think you should definitely stay. I mean, we're starting a brand new month.
Well, let me think about this. Maybe I should change my ticker at the bottom.
Yeah, I think so too. April Fools!
April Fools.
April Fools, April Fools.
People are texting me all morning. Where are you going?
We got Wendy good.
Yeah, poor Wendy.
All right, well, let's jump into it. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, these are the things we want to talk about. So,
the core values. And some of these things, guys, can be so somebody dropped off as soon as they heard April Fools. So some of these, some things can be negative at EXP.
Right.
Not everything's perfect.
No, absolutely.
We were talking about it the other day, how they have so much stuff. When you join, it's overwhelming because you can't bite it all off.
Right.
It's just too much.
You definitely can go down a rabbit hole. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's all good stuff, but it's a lot. And then going from just kind of a very small, not small-minded, but like just everything was kind of like very close to home, and this is what you do, and you don't really venture out any further than that. We are hearing and sharing and, just collaborating with people all over the place. Just even like our Zoom last night.
Which would be collaboration. That's a great,
unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a great thing. You were on Nick Krem's Zoom last night? What was last night?
The rollout.
Oh, that roll. Oh my God, that's right. We were on that too. Yeah.
I know. Wendy says, look, I don't get excited for much.
Yeah.
She goes, an hour went by and I was like, wow, holy cow, I've been on this for an hour already.
Boy, Jay Kinder and Al Stazek and Michael Reese, they don't hold back. When they do something, they do it to the nines, man. And
good.
And to roll this new thing out. Now, you do know I am hitting the reset button, guys, out there, because, and I need to because I had a rough 4.5 years. I didn't realize that until this last surgery worked. But, because this last surgery worked, I've been feeling good for 4 to 6 weeks, I'd say now, 4 weeks, at least 4 weeks.
That's right. Reset, recharge.
Yeah. So I am restarting myself and reset. But here's what I feel, guys. I feel like I just joined EXP February 1st. I wrote it down because that's when I started feeling better. The guy that joined EXP 2.5 years ago, it wasn't the same guy. I haven't been myself for that long. And hey, I'm not the only one that gets
Right.
sick out there.
I
You
mean,
guys
let's talk
know,
about the core values though. Fun. I
right?
think they have
Having fun is important.
tons of fun.
Having fun is definitely important.
Right.
Have a sense of community. Well, all realtors should have a sense of community
Right.
and helping their community. And service, that kind of goes hand in hand with that. But
Integrity.
sustainability, that's a BS comment here that it's not sustainable. I
Right.
know I have a lot of experience, as most of you know, 32 years in the biz. So I know how they need to be sustainable, and they retain 50% of the company dollar. They just happen to take the other 50% and pay it out to us. That's why this model works. It's
paying you
agent-centric.
bonuses. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
I know. I showed you that the other day. Bonus. They actually give me a bonus if they're above 50%, because they don't want to keep more than 50%.
Yeah. You never hear of such a thing as far as agents. I mean, yeah, as a manager, you might get your bonuses here and there, but not as an independent contractor.
No, and as an agent, you just have so much more control here. So, and agile. So you got to be ready to pivot. The company is ready to make changes. Technology changes. That's what we rolled out last night, right? Was an app for the agents to use.
That was cool.
Yeah. So it's just going to make it easier for that. Innovation, always staying on top. Integrity, always important. If you're in this business long term, you got to have integrity. But one of my reasons that I came was transparency, because transparency to me meant the most out of all these things on the core value list, because everybody's on the same playing field. They all start at the same commission level. They all have the same cap. There's no special deals under the table. There's nothing hidden.
No, it's all online. You can just Google it.
Yep. It is all online. I know. Well, that's exactly what I did in the beginning when I did my research before I made my decision to join this company.
I mean, the fact that you can Google and know all the ins and outs, I mean, what do you have to hide?
Let's face it. I was at the same company for 29 years. I ain't jumping ship from eXp. I didn't come here to jump ship. I did my research before I came here. And basically, this was the main reason that I came here. I actually
just had somebody ask me this yesterday.
Yeah, it was fair. It was fair. Everybody starts the same. I can't believe that, but it is true. In the beginning, you think, oh, it's too good to be true. There must be a catch. Well, there's not a catch. Because if you sold $100 million last year, right? You start at 80-20 and you have a 16,000 cap. If you sold $2 million last year, you start at 80-20 and you have a 16,000 cap. So once you've paid in 16,000 in company dollar, then you go to 100%, and there's no franchise fee. There's no, there's no royalty fee. Agent
nothing extra.
Fund,
just very basic, simple, easy math.
Right. So it's easy to figure out your check. I showed you that the other day. It's simple.
And then I've also been hearing, I'm too old for this. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, all you really have to do is learn how to upload a document, or how many people don't use electronic signatures nowadays? So a lot of it's already online anyway. You just kind of throw it in a bucket and keep it moving. It's not that hard. If you think much into it, then you're just kind of getting in your own way.
Well, if anybody was too old for this, it was me. I'm 61, and that's why I told you before I found eXp, or it found me through Kathleen, as you know. I was just thinking of retiring, fading off into the sunset, because I didn't want to go.
Now you're recharged.
Well, yeah, I know. I didn't want to go to another broker. They're all the same, and they are all the same, but they're, I'll get to that now.
That's what got me.
This is the reason that you saw the difference.
I actually watched it again last night.
Yeah, Blockbuster and Netflix. You said, and I got this story from, as I told you before, from Gene Frederick. He owned 6 Keller Williams franchises in Texas and a region. And he went and met with Glenn Sanford and told his wife, if we own 6 Blockbusters, what would you think?
Right. You're going to sell them.
You're nuts, instead of Netflix. They're all at Netflix now. He goes, well, we own 6 Blockbusters. We're coming over.
And to think Netflix would never be a thing.
Right.
And look at it now.
Netflix tried to buy Blockbuster at one point.
Yes.
And they wouldn't agree to it.
That was part of that video. And I'm like.
So, we're one brokerage, not a franchise. What's that?
Circuit City.
Circuit City. Yeah, right. I remember that. Yeah. So, and Amazon just delivered. They delivered here twice already today.
Right.
I got new ring lights.
World.
I got new ring lights. So, one brokerage, not a franchise. I was talking to Albie Stasic about this the other day. Sorry, Al. And how you can build your organization across different states and different countries. International collaboration.
I need my map.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And now, Wendy at lunch the other day said she's got, well, at least you told me, she's got a friend in Tennessee or something.
Mm-hmm.
So now Team Double E is going to have a branch in Tennessee. It's like,
right. How cool is that?
It's unbelievable. I don't know anybody in Tennessee.
Right.
Now we're in.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you are. It's always the basic principles.
Right.
So you can collab and talk about that all day long. Now, are your local requirements a little different?
Yeah.
But, this is the cool thing about just the powerful thing of being able to discuss real estate all across the globe. Like we always heard about relocation. That's really cool, right?
Right.
But it's almost like that on steroids. Like it's just with your basic agent, like you can do this. And it's powerful. I mean, it's just really cool.
Well, if you have an international referral to send, you can send it to somebody and get a referral fee.
Right.
But if that agent happens to be in your network now you can send it to them and you get a referral fee, but you also get a little piece of the business that they create over there because they're in your organization. And that's a broad picture for most people. They can't understand that. But everybody comes for different reasons. Like I said,
our reasons were completely different.
It wasn't hard for me to decide. That's all I really needed to make the decision because it was fair.
After listening to numbers, $50,000 paid to the brokerage.
Right, and then you get for
breaking that apart, and that is like killer.
Right, and you also have equity opportunities. So why is eXp so disruptive? Well, every company out there that I've ever known about is an international company. They split up into regions. They sell franchises, and then those franchise owners have to hire managers and recruiters, and they recruit agents that bring in all the income. So all that is overhead. Where Glenn Sanford put the agent on top as the owner of the international company. And we have the disruptive technology with the cloud, equity opportunities, and something called revenue share. And we're not going to get into all this stuff.
No. But I mean, in a nutshell, they bit out the middle of the cake.
Yeah. And he turned it upside down and puts the agent as an owner.
Right.
But what we mean by that is when you have your first closing, you earn some stock in EXPI, which is our holding company, which also owns Success Magazine and Verbella, our interactive platform that we have our EXP World in. That's a company in itself, so you earn stock for selling real estate, right? You earn stock at the beginning of every year. You earn stock when you cap, and once you cap, if you become an Icon agent, you can get up to your cap back in stock, $16,000 in stock. Right. So if you're selling a lot of real estate, you're going to be an Icon agent every year. You're ending up basically costing you nothing. You're going to get 100. You're going to be at 100% because the 80-20, the 20%, 16,000 is paid back to you in the form of stock. So now you're at 100%, true 100%. You can also invest, which most of us do. With your check, you can buy 5% of your commission you can go towards stock purchase at a 10% discount. Why not, right? That can help you create an exit strategy.
So who's the one that asked the question, and how did they ask this? Who knew, or who has ever gone to a real estate agent, sales associate, broker's retirement party?
Yeah. Well, that's a big.
If that doesn't put things into perspective, right. We literally set ourselves up to work until we die.
Right.
It's just crazy.
Right, because you can, and you don't have a pension. So you don't have a pension or anything. So basically, in a nutshell, this just, so in order for you to retire and have, let's call it a pension, right? So a lot of people are fortunate enough to have a pension, but a lot of people are not. Okay. So when they go to retire, they get a pension of a portion of what they were making before, but at least it's something.
Right.
And you offset that with Social Security, and you can pay your bills. And you can pay your bills, but you're not going to be traveling the world and
right.
Going to France and stuff like that. So here's a strategy, like for you to actually earn, $3,000 a month in your pension. You'd have to save $900,000. You talk to your financial advisor. They're going to tell you can only take out about 4% per year, so that you can sustain yourself, in retirement. So that's $36,000 a year and $3,000 a month. So the problem is you have to save. So if you did this for 20 years, I mean, I don't know a realtor. I've been in business for 32 years. I don't know any realtors. First of all, realtors don't like to save. We don't save money because we're always spending it on on our business.
Right.
And we don't like to pay taxes either.
No.
So at the end of the year,
a lot of agents do. They invest in, investment properties, and they may have a duplex or rentals and things like that. But they always say, 7 streams of income.
Yeah, you can still do that if you.
But this is just another option to do that.
Right. So you'd need to save $45,000 a year after paying your taxes for 20 years. That's going to be pretty hard to do. So the way the revenue share works is simple. For every agent that you sponsor, by the way, when the agent that you sponsor has their first settlement, they get $200 in stock, and then you get $400 in stock. Not a lot, but it all starts to add up, right? I got 0 stock where I was at, so for 32 years. So I have stock. And so on that first agent, you get a percentage every settlement until they cap. So if they cap, it's $2,800 a year, because after they cap, they're not paying 20% to the company anymore. So that's where they're getting that 50% of company dollars gets paid out to the agents that help build the company. And they help build the company by bringing their friends, helping their friends get on a better business model.
Right. Just because you bring somebody on and if they don't do anything, it serves no purpose. And I really think you truly have to care about people and want to build them. And that's the cool thing that I've found with this company is I can take somebody from entry level sales associate, just got their license, to potentially a millionaire associate, and say they want to start their own team. I can slide them over, show them everything that I've done, and watch them like blossom.
Right.
And it's still benefiting me at the end, but that's not the reason you do that. Now, how many times are you building teams and you're building these people? We did it as managers. Right. And then they're out.
They leave.
And how much time and effort and everything. And obviously you always want the best for somebody. You want to see them succeed 110%, but it's like disheartening because you spend a lot of time with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Building that process.
Absolutely. So they don't have to leave. They can still be in your group. Like I said before, my group is called Team EE. That's only because I got sick of saying, "Hey, you guys," so you're not my team, but it matters who you're aligned with.
It certainly matters who you are aligned with.
I have 21 people on Team EE, and I will do anything to help any of them.
Right.
So that's what matters. And on top of that, we're all part of the Honey Badger Nation.
That's the icing on the cake.
So much collaboration and so much help. It's unbelievable as I keep feeding it to you. And I
honestly don't know if I didn't know you or I didn't know anybody at eXp and I just came over and I wasn't part of the Honey Badger Nation or anything like that. I can see you it being so overwhelming that you kind of back out because you don't really know where to go. So 100% you need to align yourself with somebody that can show you in a simple format where to go.
Right. Now that this is not a lot of agents, like I think 97% of the agents are never going to do this. They're never going to, try to sponsor 12 agents here. You sponsor 6 and then they sponsor 1 each in 3 years. But it's very doable because you're going to have friends, family, family. God, if you have family in this business, if you're working with your daughter or your son, but you really need to look at this. You can set this up. And this is actually willable to somebody else. So now you got somebody that can take over your legacy. It's amazing.
Which again is unheard of in real estate. Yeah. I mean, when you sit back and you see the brokerages coming over, they're not just doing that. Do you think they're just throwing their money away? Like they're not doing that.
No. And this is what I'm working on along with, listing and selling, but I've been in the business a long time and I'm helping these agents grow their own groups to get a little bit of income. So if like, let's say next month, Steph, if like somebody joins your group in the next 6 months and they have a closing and you get $300 from that closing. Well, that's $300 that you didn't have. And you can put that towards your marketing, generating leads, whatever you want,
investing it right back into the team.
It's your money. So I'm not going to get into all that stuff, but this is
it's all cool. Got hair going on my head.
It's more about like some of these questions. Like,
well, I'm just glad you're not leaving me, Ed.
I ain't leaving you. I ain't leaving Team Double E high and dry.
I want to know how many people we got because I know Wendy was losing her mind this morning.
I know. Well, a lot of people think, see, I told you eXp was bad. Look at Ed. He's leaving already.
I mean, at the end of the day, their brokerages, they're all different, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I've never seen anything like this.
What do you want from it? The fact that I don't have somebody telling me what to do, not who to use or who to work with, or I have to charge. I'm done with that. I'm so over that. I never did well with a boss.
Yeah.
Now I don't have one. It's freeing. Yeah. It is obviously you have to, your basic rules of real estate. Let's be honest, Yep.
But
it's very freeing in a sense that you can create your own partners. You can create your own advertising. Follow the guidelines, but
yeah, you got to.
You're not.
Comply with the state regulations.
All this stuff that's exactly regulated. It's over-regulated. I'll never do it again.
It is so cool.
It is.
So briefly, I was looking at a video this morning by Michael Reese, Al Stasic, and Jay Kinder, and they were talking about why agents don't join eXp. So number one was they haven't done their research. So if you haven't done your research, hey, I'd love to have you here at Team Double E or part of Stephanie's team, part of Stephanie's
Yes,
group.
I am building my team. I actually have 2 people on deck. So if anybody is interested, please reach out to me. I would love to speak with you.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're on her team, you're on my team. So you're all part of Team Double E. And if you're on either one of our teams, you're part of Honey Badger Nation.
Right.
So that's a big team that is just phenomenal. The support and what we get from Honey Badger Nation, it's mind blowing. I've never seen anything like it in 32 years. So anyway, do yourself a favor and do the research. Don't because a lot of times people are given misinformation because a lot of you have heard of eXp now. Yeah, there's 77,000 agents now. It might be 78 by now. I don't know, but last time I checked, it was 77,000. And when I joined eXp the first time, all right, in September of 2019, there was 22,000 agents. So that's why it's
Well,
not
Jay
too,
explains it perfectly.
who does?
Stop, Jay.
Yeah.
Stop actively recruiting.
Right.
That's not what he wants. That's not ideally what it's agent attraction. So if you see something and you're interested about it and you ask the right questions and you like it, then you come on over.
We're not recruiting you like other brokerages do every day, because they offer you stuff. Oh, I'll give you free signs. I'll give you a sign-on bonus, and then you have to sign an agreement for 2 years to stay because they gave you $5,000 or whatever.
Always read your agreement.
Yeah, and that one of the things they were talking about was their brokerages are making it, their goal is to make it more difficult for you to leave. Their goal is not to make.
Yeah. If you don't look through your agreement, there's definitely things in there can make it tough to leave.
Well, at eXp, we don't care. You can leave. If you leave eXp, you take everything with you. Take all your listings. And here's another thing they were talking about was data. How some of the companies get you into their technology. Guess what? When you leave, they have all your data. They have, now you can take all your data from eXp. You take your listings, take everything you want.
Yeah. If you're not happy, they don't want you. Because
you're not going to leave.
Right.
Because they want to make it so that you don't want to leave. They want to make it better. So that was number 2. Do the math. Number 2 is do the math. And a lot of people don't know how to do the math, or they don't realize how much they're actually paying their brokerage. Because they'll say, well, I'm at 100% brokerage.
But if they don't know what they're paying their brokerage, I'm curious to see how tax time comes. Like, what are your calculations?
Yeah, right.
Like, that's a little scary.
Right. So, and then one of the things was it's too late. It's not too late.
I don't understand that one.
Jay Kinder explains it this way too. So we have 77,000 agents, right? So here's the thing. In 5 years, eXp's goal is to have 500,000 agents. 500,000. So there's only 77,000 right now. So the opportunity in the next 5 years is 423,000 agents.
Well, and how many countries?
We're going to be in 50 countries in the next 5 years, 100 countries in the next 10 years. We're in 20 countries now. In basically 2 years.
And he opened this in 2009.
Yeah, but when in 2009 they didn't have 50 states. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, in 2009 it's when it started, right, with two states, 2 or 3 states.
Just the numbers alone, it's crazy.
Yeah. So 1 million agents in 10 years. That's the goal. 1 million agents. So if you look at that calculation for, I'm looking at it as a pension, because at the stage in my career, I could retire, but I'm not going to have a retirement party, because I'm not going to be retiring like I don't get no watch or anything. I could fade off into the sunset and we could pay our bills, but we're not going to be living large, Yeah,
I mean, I think the moral of the story is definitely being open-minded and not being afraid to ask questions, because that's another thing. I feel like there's a lot of people that are just fearful to ask a question. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I mean, this is your money. This is your future. This is potentially your children's income. Like, ask the right questions.
It's
ask
your
questions.
It's your business.
Doesn't hurt.
So the bottom line is, I'm not going anywhere. It's April Fool's joke.
Well, better than calling my grandmom. I usually call her and tell her I broke an arm or something. As I'm getting older, that stuff happens, so I stopped calling her and telling her that.
We thought it was funny.
Hey, there's no harm. Nobody's getting hurt.
Nobody's getting hurt. Stuff. And hey, if you want to talk to either of us, or so, if you got a friend at eXp that's not in our group, do yourself a favor.
Or what is it? Google that shit.
Google that shit.
Google that shit.
That's what I did.
Right.
Matter of fact, one of the things I did, and Kathleen remembers this, I tried to find negative things about eXp when I was
trying to do it.
and they're hard to find. So I found this guy, right? This is a good story, by the way. I found this guy that said why I did not join EXP, right? And he went on to explain.
Was it April Fool's?
No, it wasn't April Fool's, but it didn't fit into his it wasn't the right fit for him. But in the video, he talked about a lot of good things about EXP, and he recommended it, right? So guess what? Guess who's here now? That guy. God, I can't even think of his name right now. He's a cold call guy. And
so he's back?
Yeah, he's at EXP. He joined like I don't know, a year and a half ago. But that guy that did that video, oh God, I can't think of his name. That was really
well, I think it's all about who you're aligned with. Like I said, you don't just jump into this company and not reach out and try to figure out things, because you will be so lost. So lost.
Yep. I'm going to jump on Instagram real quick. Fill some time, because I'll find this guy. He's on here all the time.
All right.
No, it's not Nick Krem. Nick Krem's awesome.
No, Nick Krem, I swear that man eats Skittles for breakfast. He has so much energy.
Yeah. Yeah, he says he just creates it. Coach Burt. Look at Coach Burt. Look at these guys. Jay Kinder, cool. Al Stazak, Michael Reese, Al Stazak. Oh, man, where's this guy at? Ricky Caruth. That's his name. Ricky Caruth. God bless him, Ricky Caruth.
Where's he from?
Down south, Texas, Alabama. I don't know.
No,
I don't know. But yeah, he does. He's the cold call genius, and he like Fizbo's expireds and marketing, circle marketing around listings and sales and calling neighborhoods. And he was teaching the guy last time I saw him on Instagram, teaching a 18-year-old agent how to cold call.
That's awesome.
You know?
That's awesome.
So yeah, Ricky Caruth. Yep, he was on
right.
there. And
well, listen, we're just, yeah,
we got to get off
a joke, but we want to be honest with everybody. Is it for every single person? No. But is anything? No. It's all about who you align with.
Yeah.
100%. It's who you align with, who you are asking the question, and stay close. Yes, you might be working from home, but doesn't mean that we can't talk every day. Doesn't mean that we can't Zoom. Doesn't mean any of that.
Yeah.
I feel like I am busier out socially now than I ever was.
Right. I mean, we have culture, no doubt about it.
We sure do.
We have more culture. We have more culture. It's not too late. It's not too good to be true. There's no catch. It's unbelievable. Believe me, I scratched my head. Very sustainable because of the because they will they're agile and they will.
I think the biggest thing that irked my nerves were all of the sales associates don't even have a broker's license doing your standard recruiting calls. And that does put a bad taste in people's mouths. And it's a shame, because that's not the intention. It really isn't.
No, if you're only coming here to recruit, that's not what you should.
No, it's not. It's not for you.
If nobody sells real estate, Stephanie will tell you, I've met more people selling more real estate at EXP than I even knew existed. They sell hundreds 100%. Of millions of dollars of real estate on their team.
It's crazy.
We sell real estate. If you don't sell if nobody sells real estate, the model doesn't work.
Right.
And that's not our model. And it is. So listen, guys, happy April Fool's Day.
Keep an eye out. Don't let anybody get you.
Watch us, because when I get back on, next time I get back on, let me remove this. Next time I get back on, I'll have my slides up there with Honey Badger Nation.
I thought that was.
I have Honey Badger Nation because I just love Honey Badger Nation, man. I'm telling you, and I did hit the reset button, so that is part of this idea, because I did hit the reset button this week. I basically said, you know what?
Right.
You know what? That wasn't the same Ed. That wasn't the same Ed when he joined. And one of the guys through this collaboration, God, I hate to keep rambling on, but I was talking to Steve McCarthy from California, one of the Honey Badgers. I interviewed him, and he was talking about reading a book for the second time. He goes, yeah, I'm reading this book, because I asked, that's one of my questions, what book are you reading?
Right.
He says, I'm reading this book for the second time. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I got to read them twice too, because it sometimes takes twice to get through my thick head. He said, it's not that. It's because when I read it the first time, you know, a year ago or whatever, I'm a different person now than when I read it the first time.
Different message.
So I'm like, that's genius, man.
This is what I have on my desk now, Ed.
Yeah, Untrapped Freedom
Yeah.
Manifesto by Brian Carruthers. He's awesome too. So anyway, so that's what I was thinking about when I hit the reset button. I'm like, you know what? When I joined EXP in September of 2019, I was not the same person that I am now, February 1st of 2022. So in my mind, I wanted to hit the reset button because
you got a lot of good things.
Because I've been blasting you guys about how sick I was, and I'm tired of talking about that because I never talked about it. Nobody knew I was sick because I didn't walk around going, "Oh, I'm sick." You know what I mean? I just did the best I could.
Right.
And now that I'm not sick, I have to hit that reset button. So now we got to go. Let's go. Let's grow. Right, Nick Crown?
Everybody's good.
Let's go. Let's grow. Right, Nick Crown? Got it, buddy.
All right. See ya.
See you later.